This is the video dedicated mainly to growth operators, but also for coaches and consultants, agency owners, especially targeting high-ticket industry and high-ticket ICP. The people who realize that scaling a business isn't a game of luck. It's a game of conviction, leverage, and standard setting. Or you're also probably tired about let me think about it objections and the weak show-up rates. So today, I'm going to break down the art of the deal, so the raw back-end psychology of negotiation that separates six-figure amateurs from seven-figure masters. And my name is Wojciech Dąbrowski, and I help coaches, consultants, and growth operators scale to six-figure months predictably with using one-to-many systems. So I help build marketing and sales processes that actually convert people and allow companies to scale predictably. And I use these lessons to scale one of my new agencies from 0 to 50K per month in profit in just 6 months. So I'm sharing you the lessons that I learned throughout that experience of running my own companies and also scaling my clients. So let's dive into it, because most people step into the sales call with black or white mentality. They have their pricing, let's say it's like 10K. And they think it's like 10K or nothing. And that's the fastest way to leave a lot of money on the table. Because when you are an operator, you don't just sell, you work the deal. So if prospects had 6K liquid and can pay the rest in 30 days, and you walk away because it wasn't full 10K upfront, you fail to problem solve. But, and this is the massive but, there is a difference between flexible and being weak. You're not a robot, you're essentially a partner. And being flexible means you're willing to move the pieces on the board to make the win happen. But you only do it from a position of absolute leverage, because the second the prospect smells that you need this deal, you've already lost, because the power dynamics shifts drastically. So how to close more clients? You have to be willing to walk away from a deal. You have to project the energy of abundance that says, I want this deal because I see the potential, but I don't need your check to pay my rent. And I know most of the people watching this channel, they are rich, but if some of you are starting business journey, you might say, no, I need every deal. Of course, in the beginning stages, yes. But if you can shift your identity and your framework of reality, I mean like this abundance mindset instead of scarcity mindset, you will close much more clients easily. So try to even trick yourself in the beginning to think in abundance mindset, and you will close more clients. Believe me. So when you negotiate, you are a one doing them favor by being flexible. If you offer a compromise, maybe a lower upfront with a higher performance backend, and they continue to and moan about the terms, you kill the deal. It's my way or the highway. Why? Because if they disrespect the negotiation, they will disrespect the work you do. And if they are a nightmare before they pay you, imagine the hell they will put you through once they are inside your program. So set the standard early to avoid these situations. Think about it like this. Imagine you're the owner of the hottest club in the city. By the way, I was the owner of nightclub. Yes, you can watch my story on the channel when I told about this. You can see the video here. But you've got a VIP section where people are popping bottles, making moves and chilling. These are your successful clients. A guy walks up to the bouncer, he wants in. He sees the flexing, he sees the results, and he wants that VIP status. But he doesn't have the full ticket price. So the bouncer, I am assuming your standard process, says no ticket, no entry. But the owner, walk over. You look the guy over. You see that he's a good guy. You see potential in him. You say to the bouncer, hey, let him in. But he doesn't get the premium bottles. And he sits on that side of the table until he can cover the rest. Who has the power in that situation? You do. You didn't lower your value. You granted him a conditional privilege because you choose to. And that's the energy you need to bring into negotiation. You are the man or woman in the building. Act like it. And let me give you some sauce about positioning, which is still so underrated and not understood in the industry. Especially if you have a high ticket offer. You don't need to explain why you're expensive. You need to project that you are. So when you talk about pricing, use words that imply you've done it 1,000 times. Instead of saying, I hope you can pay this, say, look, on average, my clients are paying 10K upfront plus a 10% revenue share because they know that the ROI can be 5x. Since we are talking about the custom entry point for you today, let's see what's fair for both of us. By mentioning the revenue share and the average client, you've communicated three things without saying them directly. First, you get results. Otherwise, why would there be a rev share? Second, you have a roster of clients already paying high ticket. And third, you're a partner, not a vendor. An additional thing, if someone can't pay full on the sales call, but they are verbally committed, you do not let them off the hook. You take the commitment deposit. The deposit isn't about money. It could be $500, $1K. It's about respect. In business, a person's word is only good as the action behind it. If they aren't willing to put skin in the game, to lock in their spot, they aren't serious. So if you tolerate soft behavior during the sales process, you're signaling to the prospect that you will tolerate soft behavior during the fulfillment process. If they think they can walk over you now, they will never follow your advice price when the work gets hard. So be reliable, but be aggressive about your standards. And yes, we are all humans. We all have days where we want to slack. But as a high-level operator, you need what I call the third-person perspective. Think of yourself like a character in a GTA. When you're playing a game, you control the character. If the character is tired, you still make him run. If the character is scared, you still make him fight. So you need to step outside your own body and control your character. My character doesn't want to do outreach? Control him. Make him to do 50 DMs this day. My character is nervous to asking for 50k upfront. Control the voice. Make him say the number confidently. Yeah, and yes, I used to have the same problem before. In the beginning, especially when I started selling people, that asking for a couple K, it was like, oh shit, I can't ask for so much of money. But yeah, for now it's funny to me currently, but before it was difficult. So one tip for these people who have this problem, just train telling the price. Literally, go in front of your mirror, open Loom or phone, and you just train your pitch saying the price until you watch the video and you feel that you said that confidently. And the faster you can catch yourself slacking and put yourself back on track, the faster you scale. So we don't tolerate weirdness or laziness from people around us. So why would we tolerate it from a person in the mirror? And let me address the elephant in the room. Many of us are young, especially in the marketing and info space. So in the eyes of 45 years old CEO, we might start 1-0 behind. They might see us as kids playing on the internet. But we don't use that as an excuse. We use it as a reason to be more professional, more aggressive, and more certain. You overcome the age gap with the precision. When you can describe their bottleneck better than they can, their perception of age vanishes. They don't care how old the surgeon is if they are the only one who can save the patient's life. I will also tell you a little bit about decision dynamics in that case. Because if you are moving the VIP ropes for someone, you demand in exchange a fast decision. Don't allow 2 weeks to think over on a compromise deal. In that case, you can say something like this. Look, I'm going out on a limb here to work this out for you. Usually it's X, but we can do Y. Because of that, I need a decision next 24 hours. I can't hold this custom spot open while my standard pay clients are waiting. So, to sum up, project certainty, demand respect, work the deal, don't just take the deal, and control your character. And the world is divided into two groups. The people who let life happen to them and the operators who make life happen. Which one are you? If you're ready to stop playing small and start engineering your growth, you know what to do. Click the links in the description, especially if you want to scale to a predictable 6-7 figure months with your coaching, info products, or growth operating business. And also, if you have any questions, I will also put the link to my Instagram account so you can message me directly in IG. And yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, click the bell button to make sure that you got notified about new bangers I'm going to throw about scaling businesses to 6-7 figure months in the info space. And yeah, if you want to learn a little bit more about how to scale to bigger numbers and how I got there, I highly recommend you to watch the interview I did with Jordan Belfort's marketer. Yes, the Wolf of Wall Street. We spoke a little bit about my story, marketing and sales, and mindset best practices that allow me actually to scale to the numbers I'm mentioning on the interview. So thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one.